So Dan Ige versus Edson Barboza took place on the main card of UFC Fight Night Jacksonville Overeem versus Harris. And I'll be honest with you guys, it was a great fight, first of all. Before we get into the rest of the stuff that you know I'm going to talk about in just a second, it was a great fight. What did we learn? Edson Barboza can hang at featherweight. He just fought a top 15 guy and in my opinion very clearly beats him. However, Edson Barboza coming down in weight after a huge weight cut. He did the weight cut correctly. He didn't drain extra weight. He just started his weight cut 10 pounds lighter, just like Jose Aldo did, and it saved his chin. He was taking good shots off Dan Ige, and he was taking them well, and he was giving them back twice as hard, even rocking Dan Ige throughout the fight. But let's get to the fucking situation real quick, okay? This was robbery of the night. And I know that normally, if you haven't watched this card yet, I urge you to go and watch the fucking card back. If you hear this information of robbery of the night, I'm sure you're going to be thinking, oh, well, there's only ever one robbery, so that's not too hard of a title to earn. That is a very difficult title to earn. And it shows you how much of a robbery this fight was, because the rest of the card had some of the worst decision making I've ever seen since UFC 247. Okay, and that's saying something, because 247 was terrible in terms of judging. 247 might be the worst of all time. I can't remember much other than that, but UFC 247 was terrible. This one could have been up there, and it's a fight night. It wasn't even as stacked as a pay-per-view. This is a fight night, and it was up there in terms of robberies. But first of all, Edson Barboza versus Dan Ige. Respect to Dan Ige. He knows he lost that fight. He was going for the finish in the third for a fucking reason. I thought it was a very easy fight to score. Okay, I know it was a close fight, and people are going to say, hey, it was back and forth, man. It was a close fight. But in terms of a fight, okay, I understand it was a very close one, but you judge a fight based on rounds and who you give those rounds to, and whether one guy won 2 rounds to 1, or the other guy won 2 rounds to 1, or one guy won 3 rounds to none. It's a very simple mechanism on how you score fights. I've never seen a clearer round 1 and 2 to Edson Barboza, maybe ever. And I can't believe the judges got this one wrong. Maybe we should have seen it coming after the Marlon Vera versus Song Yadong decision, which I'll get to in a whole other fucking video, don't you worry about that. But Edson Barboza versus Dan Ige, it was clear. In the first round, Edson Barboza, and I've got the stats up right now, and I don't know why the judges can't just wait 5 minutes. It takes 5 minutes for the stats to come out after a fight, the official fight stats. 5 minutes. I would not mind waiting 5 minutes after every fight so we can make sure we get these fucking decisions correct. Because everyone in the world knew Edson Barboza won that fight. Everyone. How can it be that everyone thinks one thing and the 3 people paid to think about who won think a completely different thing? Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. I can't believe they fucked over Edson Barboza like this, and I'm going to get to this in a second, but let's look at the fucking stats. Round 1, Edson Barboza dropped Dan Ige. He also outstruck him 31-23, and there was no grappling in round 1. Edson Barboza wins round 1, right? I'm sure we all agree on this. Edson Barboza dropped him 10-9. I'm not arguing a 10-8 because Edson Barboza didn't really follow up with many ground and pound shots afterwards. He never really smacked him up to pieces and battered his face in on the ground. So I'm not going to say 10-8. It's a very clear 10-9. Edson Barboza wins the round and he outstrikes Dan Ige anyway, so he would have won the round without it. However, Barboza wins round 1. Barboza wins round 1, sorry. Round 3, I'm sure we're all in agreement here. Dan Ige wins round 3. Very simple how to judge it. Dan Ige was up on strikes. They were even on strikes actually before the end of the round. Edson Barboza gets taken down. Dan Ige ends the round on top. The reason they give Dan Ige the round is because it was close on strikes and Dan Ige ended up on top and ended up landing some big shots and ground and pound. That's how they gave Dan Ige round 3. Let's try and apply that same logic to round 2. Dan Ige outstruck Edson Barboza by 1 strike. However, in that round, Edson Barboza hurt Dan Ige to the body, had him crumpled up with a body shot on 2 different occasions, once with a knee against the clinch, which wasn't so bad, but before that, a brutal kick to the body that sent Dan Ige hunched over, his elbows became tucked in, and he shot for a lousy takedown because of it and almost got put in a fucking dash choke. Okay? Edson Barboza almost Tony Fergusoned Edson Barboza to Dan Ige. That's how bad the takedown was from Dan Ige. It was a really bad effort. He was crippled to the body. Everyone could see it, apart from the judges, who don't know what being hurt to the body looks like, even though they're a judge of MMA. I have no idea, but either way, Edson Barboza rocked him to the body, dropped him. Dan Ige shot for a takedown, didn't drop him, but Dan Ige shot for a takedown to avoid being crippled against the cage and probably finished. Ended up in a bad position, but fought his way out of it. And the round was still close, but even if the fight didn't take place on the ground at the end, where Edson Barboza got the takedown at the very end, I would still pick Edson Barboza to win that round based on the fact that he hurt Dan Ige to the body and he had top control for a second and he was looking for a Darce choke. I would still give him the round regardless of the fact that at the end of round 2, Edson Barboza took Dan Ige down and landed some good ground and pound shots. I just don't see how you can get it wrong. Maybe one judge. Not even maybe one judge. No judges should have got this fight wrong. And I want to say this. This isn't like Marlon Vera versus Song Yadong, which we're going to talk about in a second, in another video, because I've got a whole fucking thing to say about that shit. This isn't that. This isn't one guy doesn't get half of his money. They're both young. They're both going to come back anyway. Edson Barboza moved down to the featherweight division to reinvent his career and save his career. His career was on the ropes at 155. He had lost so many in a row, he could not climb the rankings at 155 because the amount of people that he'd lost to in the 155-pound division, Justin Gaethje, Tony Ferguson, Khabib Nurmagomedov, it goes on and on and on. He'd lost to so many guys in that division. Paul Felder, even though that was a fucking little bit of a robbery as well, it's not going Edson Barboza's way in terms of judging, I'll be honest with you. Either way, that's such a clear fight to score, and it's not just that he's losing half his pay. Edson Barboza might have just lost his career. Do you understand me, judges? You fucking inbred Florida cunts. I don't mean to jump at Florida here. That's just what I hear over the pond. That Florida's got some little bit of problem with a little bit of family fucking, if you know what I'm saying. Either way, he's just lost his career, maybe. I would not be surprised if Edson Barboza retires based off of this decision. I have no idea how they came to the conclusion of 2 rounds to 1 Dan Ige, 2 of them. I have no idea. They need to be held accountable. We need to ask these judges, and I can't even bring these words out of my mouth because I know they mean nothing and they're not going to mean anything whatsoever. We need to hold these fuckers accountable. They are responsible for people's careers. Their careers should be on the line as well. Okay? Fighters get a win bonus. Judges should maybe get a correct decision bonus, which should maybe be 99% of their pay. Because it's very easy to score MMA. It really is. It's not actually that intricate. A lot of people, every single time there's a bad judge's decision, everyone knows who won. Everyone other than the judges is on the same side here. Not Marlon Vera. Jesus, I'm getting the robberies mixed up. Sorry, guys. Edson Barboza won that fucking fight. And now he's fucked. His career might be over. Wouldn't be surprised if he retired. He could. His career could be over. Why would he stay? He's not going to be ranked at featherweight. He's now going to lose his ranking at lightweight probably from being inactive because he's probably not going to fight in another 6 months, even if he does return to lightweight. So he's fucked. He's stranded between 2 divisions. He failed his move down, even though he fucking succeeded, and I predicted him to succeed. I'm not biased here. It's just a blatant win that was a robbery. And nothing's going to happen to the judges. No one's going to fuck them up backstage. That's what should happen. You know, no one's going to do anything to them. They're going to go home like, we did a good job today. What was the sport we just covered? I think it was MMA. Oh, yeah, MMA was today we were judging. I thought it was NFL. You know, they have no idea what they're fucking watching. They really have no idea what they're fucking watching. And I'm sick of it. But it keeps happening. And Edson Barboza's career might be over because of it. Now, let's act as though the fucking robbery didn't happen. We've got to move on with the fucking division. Dan Ige technically has a win that he didn't fucking win. So we got to move on like that's the case. I said the winner of this fight should take on Calvin Kattar. If it was Edson Barboza, him versus Calvin Kattar would be an amazing fight. You'd have the leg kicks of Barboza, which he showed that he was able to use in this fight against Dan Ige. Even if the strikes were... I need to go back to the fucking robbery. Forget what's happening next. Even if the strikes were close, Barboza was landing the cleaner fucking strikes. Dan Ige's shots were bouncing off the fucking arms, bouncing off the guard of Barboza. They were landing. Not many of them were landing clean. They were sneaking him through the guard. They weren't rocking Barboza at all. Everything Barboza landed, you could fucking hear it, and it was loud as fuck. And he stung Ige on multiple occasions. But what happens next? As I accept defeat, Dan Ige fight Calvin Kattar or Shane Burgos. Shane Burgos is probably going to want to fight soon, and Dan Ige is going to want to rest after that beating he took in rounds 1 and 2. Even got rocked to the body in round 2. I forgot about it. I forgot that he even got rocked to the body in round 2 and had to shoot a lousy takedown to avoid getting finished. And I still gave the round to Barboza. I'm forgetting things that Barboza did, and I still gave the round to Barboza. I know that he did it from the start of this video. I'm talking about live watching the fight after the decision was called. I didn't even realise. Oh yeah, he rocked him in round 2 as well. Either way, I don't know what Barboza's going to do here. Probably try and appeal the decision. Nothing's going to happen because there's no point. Listen, if there is no appeal for this decision, don't have an appeal process. Just get rid of it. You don't have to hire those employees to do the appealing and say no. Because that's basically what you're doing. You're hiring people, a full-time job in the commission to say no to people who ask for things. Remove the appeal process. Save the money from the guy you hire to say no to every single guy that has a problem with something to do with the commission, and use that money to hire another coach. How about another 2? And you know what? Get a random guy from the fucking crowd. I know there's no crowd. Get a random guy off the street. Just do it. I don't want to get no new judges in there because clearly they don't know what they're fucking doing. Get a random fuck from the street. Get a bum from the street, okay? That'll do anything for $5. Give him $5, because you're in America, I'm going to appropriate the currency. Give them $5 and say, hey, there's going to be a fight on. Let us know who wins. I guarantee you he'll be more accurate than the fucking judges, and he'll probably be off his head on heroin. I guarantee you he'll be more accurate than the judges. I'm sick of it. There's nothing we can do, and it's going to keep fucking happening, and everyone's just going to say the same thing. In the MMA media and in the UFC brass, they're going to say, don't leave it in the hands of the judges. Get new fucking judges. Fuck. I'm going to carry extra aggression over because I've got a lot more fights to break down that I'm not happy about. Even the co-main event. Fucking hell, man. Big L for the UFC tonight. You know, big fucking L. Great fights throughout, don't get me wrong. Amazing fights. But the whole event has been tarnished by blind, retarded judges. Judge Wonder, Stevie Wonder, scores the contest 30-27 Ige. Like, what the fuck are you watching? Fucking hell. Like and subscribe. Barboza retire. He's got nothing now. Well done. Career over, because you can't fucking watch a fight and see clearly that one guy... Whatever. See you later, guys. I gotta sleep and I'm gonna have nightmares and PTSD if I keep fucking raging. In a bit. Goodbye. Click that button there. Like and subscribe. Yeah.